Hello Scorpio, and welcome to my channel. This is Jade and I'm here with yesYesYES, and I'm going to do your January 2019 tarot reading today. If you are resonating with this, I'd love to hear from you, so comment or follow, like, share, subscribe, and the boxes are below. And if you're interested in having a reading, all that information is also below. So I'm going to bring up the cards that we got from your general overall overview for the whole year. With the Mystical Oracle, we pulled the Taming the Wind and the Completion card. So we have a big cycle completing this year, as well as you coming into your own power and really working with, and shamelessly working with your own power, letting it be known to the world. So those are the two energies that we're working with this year for you. And then for this month, the month of January, in the Line Strider deck, in the full year, we pulled the Three of Swords and the Ten of Cups. So two very different energies. One is coming, they both flew out of the deck, so I'm gonna work with them both together, and they were clarified by the Man card of the Lenormand deck. So what we have is, we have a heartache or a grief or a loss that is connected to the fruition of a dream, of a familial dream, you know, wanting to have the children and the money and the house and the dog and the husband, all of those things, or the wife, all of those things coming together. There is a lack, there's a feeling of remorse, and it could be that those things are on plan. We're working towards that final outcome, and things are getting derailed, or that there's a fear of it not coming to fruition in the way that you want it to. It's looking like it's maybe, if it's not necessarily going to happen, or it's going to happen in a way that leaves a bittersweet taste in your mouth. So there's something that you're caught up in about manifesting all that you want in your family, all your dreams that you've ever wanted. There's something about that dream not quite coming to fruition for you. And I don't know if it's if it's your energy that's stopping it because you're afraid of having it all. Are you afraid of having it all? That's a good question to ask yourself. The other thing is that if it's coming in a way that is different than what your vision is, are you okay with it presenting itself differently than the way that you were first envisioning it? Because sometimes that happens. Sometimes the universe gives us what we really need versus what we think we need. So there's two different possibilities happening there. So we'll have to dig in a little deeper, and they're connected to this masculine energy of the man. So my thought is that I'm speaking here to the feminine energy, and we're talking about this masculine energy perhaps is not in balance. So we're going to use the Klimt deck today to get a little bit more clarity on what's going on for this overall. And you know, if this has shifted, that's okay too. That sometimes can happen. So we'll see. I have done a lot of shuffling before I started, but I'll do a few more. And then we'll pull some cards, and we'll see what this is going on with this Three of Swords and Ten of Cups, this kind of bittersweet creation. Okay, so for Scorpio, January 2019, show me where to begin. Here we go. So we have the Three of Cups. Now, there's celebration here. It could have been, this could be, we're talking about the past and what's bringing it up. So there's going to be some celebration that we've come from. It's not necessarily that there's a third party, but there's definitely more issues than just two people involved. So if it's two people and a work situation, or two people and a mother who needs a lot of help. So there's a third issue that's involved, not necessarily a third party. What else do we have? So we have the Fool. So trying to start over from this third this 3 situation, and then we also have the 4 of Wands, and that is in reverse. So there's not any rest or there's a need for stepping away and recuperating from the situation. This could really just be all about, you know, enjoying New Year's a little much. Did you enjoy New Year's a little much, Scorpio? So there's lots of celebration, and then it's a new beginning, and then we have just the need to pull back and rest. Now, if we're gonna kind of connect it to this other situation, we'll see that if it's 3 people who are involved, we wanted to take a new start. You know, there was a conversation that occurred about the reality of the situation, and now we know there are so many different types of relationships out there that it could have been even a new a declaration of this is how our relationship's going to be now with multiple partners, perhaps. But regardless, that situation was there was a new situation started, and it was in agreement between 2 people to make it an understanding that there would now be a third thing, third necessity to take care of the mother, third person in the relationship, whatever, what have you. But this is leaving you a little, and look at, you know, it's not necessarily a happy jumping forward fool. It's leaving you depleted. And so while this may be really pushing your edge, Scorpio, because we know that you love to have, I'm going to say control, you love to have control, you love to know what's going on. And because this is a new situation and you're a little raw here, you're going to need to pull back a bit and really feel this through. Take some time for yourself and feel through if this is really what you want. This new situation that is not, it's a totally new thing that you've ever said yes to. Pull back and make sure that this is true for you and it feels good. So this is where we're coming from. So let's move into our present for Scorpio. We have, ooh, she's so beautiful. The Queen of Chalices, Queen of Cups. Water energy, which you are familiar with, that is your sign. So you are fully in your power in the present. Oh, we have 3. Okay, let's see what this is. We have the Lovers card. And it's hard for me to pull reversals because I'm talking about it all. So we'll see if it's reversed clearly. So we have the Lovers. There's a choice. There might be some indecision that's happening currently, and that would make sense as to why you're needing to pull back and make sure that everything feels good. We have the Justice card. Okay, as you're making this choice, you want to make sure that it's fair. You want to make sure that everybody is served, which is really wonderful of you, Scorpio, to consider yourself and everyone else in the situation. And then we have this 10 of Cups. So you still have the eye on the prize. We have 10 of Cups mirroring itself from the earlier all over reading that we did. So you have your eyes on the prize is this 10 of Cups. You want it all. How do we get you to the place where you can fairly have it all? So you are considering, you've pulled back, okay? So you're pulling back, you're really feeling through what is necessary for you to be in your power as the nurturing, loving, deeply emotional, and powerful Scorpio self, okay? Moving forward into that, making the choice so that this situation, this new love relationship, this new collaboration, whatever it may be, where it's more than 2, okay? That it's fair for everyone involved. So it's beautiful that you're making this choice. As the queen, you are making this choice. And you're wanting to bring it to a place where everyone feels good. The 10 of Cups is our end result, it's our goal, right? Your personal goal is to create that situation. So in the present right now, you have your eyes on a prize for that final family, that full happiness, that completion of the cycle of being emotionally nurtured, okay? So in the future, what have we here for the future? We have, this is the Empress, no, excuse me, it's the High Priestess. Okay, so there's intuition that's being called upon. There might be something a little And even though you're thinking about everyone up front, you are feeling it through. This is really an internal month for you, it seems. And now we're in the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is about using that intuition and feeling it through more. But there's something that's happening outside of you that you may be feeling into, okay? What I mean by that is there could be a little bit of deception or just a secret that's being kept from you that you're feeling for, like you have an inkling about it. If there's anything that's stepping forward for you where you feel like this is wrong, this is off, this is leaving a bad taste in my mouth, that is the truth. That is your intuition speaking to you. So keep that in mind in the future here for January, okay? What else do we have for January for Scorpio? Okay, 3 of Wands. So yet another 3, but this time we're in our power. We are in action. We're waiting for it to all reveal itself, and we have the Wheel. Okay, so things are turning for you. I'm gonna say that it's feeling like because you're in your power, because you're being very honest about your feelings, you're taking time to feel everything out and making choices based on what works best for you, not only you, but everyone who's involved in this situation, whatever this collaboration is, if it's an entire family. So perhaps it's that you are in a relationship with someone and you're opening up your relationship, but yet you have children. So there are multiple people involved, and you want to make sure that it's fair for everyone. You want to make sure that everybody's needs are met and that it feels good across the board. Now there is a little something here in this High Priestess telling you to make sure that you're listening to your intuition, and that if anything feels off, that you're stepping forward into that and calling it out, because I know, Scorpio, you will not let that stuff slide. So just make sure that you stay in your power in the later part of the month if something comes up that's not feeling quite right, because you're doing everything right in here. You're showing that you yourself are making choices that are the best for everyone involved. And it shouldn't just be you doing that. It's not a sacrifice here. This is a partnership. It's a collaboration of multiple people. You know, we have 3 of Cups and then we have the 3 of Wands. So you've created it all, and now you're just waiting for it to manifest itself, right? You've done all of this stuff in the present, and now we're just waiting for this manifestation of this beautiful 10 of Cups, this beautiful family situation where it's balanced, it is all that you wanted, and there's no pain, okay? We don't want to have this 3 of Swords. Now, this could just have been a passing moment that was picked up on, and that's fine. And I love that actually we're moving through that energy. So this is beautiful, okay? I'm gonna get just another layer. I like to do a couple of layers here. So we'll see what else the cards are telling me. So for Scorpio, January 2019, we have the 6 of Swords. Okay, so there is there's a moving on from that feeling of, and it could be the 3 of Swords, moving on from the feeling of the 3 of Swords. I'm putting this in the past here. So we're moving forward from this well, we're moving forward from December of, you know, the overabundance of celebration, but we're also moving away from the need to go within. Okay, so I'm feeling that you're actually in this place right now where you are really stepping into your power, and you just need a little boost. Okay, so hopefully this reading is giving you that boost. It's okay that all of these things have happened. You're just in a place right now where it's just a little rocky, and you just need to remember that as long as you stay in your power and move forward, you're doing great. It's not like you have to leave anything behind, anyone behind, any situation behind. You just have to leave any doubts behind. That's all. Let's see what this other card has to say. So we have the Tower. Okay, well, it is something that's going to be outside of you that's going to come through and say, hey, take a look at me. Okay. Now the Tower, even though it's in the past, it's affecting your present. Okay. So with the Tower card coming up, it means that there was a change that needed to be made, and it just took a little time to make that change. And because you weren't making the change for you. The universe stepped in and made the change for you. So it feels rough. It feels like somebody ripped a scab off before it was done healing. So that's what the tower can be. It can take you down completely. And if that's what's happening here, just know that being taken down is revealing this new opening of you stepping into your power later in the month. So this is probably the energy where, again, you're sitting in right now. We really just need to transfer the moving on and moving through this tower moment. So everything's coming to a head. It may be a third party. It may be just complicated, more complicated than it needs to be, than you feel like it needs to be. All of this is coming at you. Breathe, relax. It doesn't have to be huge, okay? We make it huge. We make it into a larger situation. So remember your power and let's step into it. Just like in the present, we've got your Queen of Chalices. So let's find out what energy can we draw upon to help you feel more empowered, even more than, all these other beautiful energies that we're talking about. So for Scorpio, okay, the Queen of Wands. Oh, there's two. Here we go. Queen of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so another queen. Step into your power of action. Okay, that's what the Queen of Wands is. But she is a soft action. She is it could be construed as manipulation, someone who gets things done behind the scenes, because it's a woman who's able to kind of spin the energy around to work for her. You see how it could be a little manipulated? But if you're doing it for good, it's, just keep in mind, and I really do think you're making choices for the best. You're seeing that this situation can work out, right? This family can be saved. Everyone can be in a good place. You're most concerned about, making sure that the family is secure and that there's love there, and that it's stable, right? Stable for little people, stable for older people, all of it. So the Queen of Wands is your power. How do you stay in your power of making things happen so that the overall ideal of this family can continue through this kind of rocky change up? It's so difficult, and especially because this energy, I'm kind of just reading based on the cards. It's really hard to know what's really going on. But there are so many families out there where it's not just mother and father and two children and a dog and a cat. There are so many other elements involved to make sure that everybody is happy, right? And you have such a big heart, and you are taking the sacrifice of wanting to make sure that everyone is taken care of, right? It doesn't feel like this masculine energy is doing an equal job here, okay? It feels like you're taking on more because there's a lack, and that happens in relationship where somebody's a little stronger than the other. However, just keep that in mind. You don't want to overexpend yourself either, right? The Four of Pentacles is, it can be a holding on, but it's also that you're pulling all of your energy in, right? You're really building, you're really feeling empowered. And pentacles are not only, monetary, like finances or work, but it's also basic needs like food, clothing, and shelter. And I think there's a real need for stability here, and you're kind of really trying to pull it all in and hold it tight so that this whole family, this whole story won't come crashing down, okay? Is there anything else in the present that Scorpio might need to move through this? The World. Now this one's beautiful. Look, she's pregnant. Now it's not saying get pregnant and solve the issue that way. That's not what I think this card is saying. I think that it's saying, again, what you're working towards is, let's pull all of this together. Let's look at the whole picture and realize that it's all a part of this grand cycle, this grand story that we're building together. So it's not about throwing it all away. It's really about, and I really feel like you're doing this, Scorpio, it's about weaving your energy through all of it, despite if you want it or not, and really trying to like gather it all up and make sense of it all and nurture it all, because you have two queens here. You're nurturing this whole situation, which is beautiful. I want to make sure that you take care of yourself as you're doing so. So make sure you take enough time for you, because it's very easy to burn yourself out when you're holding so much space, especially for an entire family, right? So just make sure you're taking care of you. Okay, let's get, if there's any more clarifiers for for Scorpio, for the future, January 2019. Feeling like there's two here. Yes. Okay. What do we have? Nine of Swords and the Knave of Chalices. Okay, so page. So the Nine of Swords. I think that this is if we don't take care of ourselves, this is where we're going to end up, okay? This is your balance here. This page, I think, is really your masculine energy. He's just not stepping up currently. Doesn't mean that he won't, but he's just not stepping up, okay? So you're balancing yourself. Try to make sure that you're sleeping. Try to make sure that you take care of you. And know that if the masculine energy is not meeting you right now, you can balance it for a short time, but you decide what that time is. Don't overextend, okay? You decide how long you can let it go, and just make that, make that time. So if it's, I'm gonna give this a month, I'm gonna balance everything for a month, and if he gets himself together, or whatever the masculine energy is, and then steps forward, great, then we're set. If not, we have to have a convo, and we have to, work this out, because it's not something that you can balance all on your own for an indeterminate period of time, okay? Okay, so that's what's going on in January. I'm feeling like I want to give you another, let's do another mystical shaman card, just because they're beautiful. I feel like there can be something in here that can give you the final advice. Final advice for Scorpio 2019 for January. Here we go. The hummingbird. It's okay, so it's 26, an 8. So we're into celebrating again, but you've come so far with your 8. So there's a lot, and the hummingbirds, it's like one of those, it's a magical creature. I think that there's something about when you see a hummingbird, then they represent maybe a wish come true or magic. I feel like it's something to look up, because I can't remember offhand, but I'm going to read you what the book says. The buzzing is what you feel is the sound that your hummingbird wings preparing you to say yes to a new adventure. This is not time to linger on what has gone wrong, but to trust in the rightness of the moment and take bold action. Trust that success is assured, even if you must face tests and challenges to reach your destination. Know that all will be well, because all is in the small, which is, that's sweet. All is in the small. So it's all going to work out. You have to trust it. Know that you're going to be working hard. Hummingbird wings will work really hard. You're going to be working hard this month to maintain it all, to balance it all. So go to the spa, get a massage, take care of yourself. In the meantime, just know that you aren't in balance in relationship, but it doesn't mean that that's permanent. Yeah, so I'm glad that we transcended this 3 of Swords. We're moving to 10 of Cups. You're maintaining it. Scorpio, you are amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope I hope this helps. And feel free to let me know how it goes. I'm really interested. And as always, I'm sending you all my love.